Here's a Franchise Conference Finals report from 107.7 The Franchise.
Greetings, Thunder fans. It was a difficult lesson tonight in life without Serge as the San Antonio Spurs beat up on Oklahoma City 122-105. The Spurs scored 66 points in the paint without the presence of Ibaka, who's out for the remainder of the season with a calf injury. Tim Duncan was rejuvenated without Serge Ibaka pestering him. He scored 27 points for the Spurs tonight. Kevin Durant led the Thunder with 28 points. Let's go to the postgame podium now and start with Spurs coach Greg Popovich.
Greg, can you just discuss Tim Duncan's ability to get the team off to the good start with the post stuff?
Well, he did a good job. He shot the ball well and moved well, found the open spaces. Where either scored or kicked it to somebody else who had an opportunity. So I thought he executed offensively really well to start the game.
And also Tony Parker looked like he was fit physically and certainly able to distribute and get the offense going.
Yeah, I think he feels pretty good. Little winded probably, but he didn't seem to have a problem with his leg.
Coach, you won the battle in the paint 66-32 tonight. Was that something you guys focused on with Ibaka being out trying to get the ball in the paint?
No, it's sometimes it's hard to focus on something like that and decide you're going to do that, or you're going to shoot threes tonight, or you're going to go in the paint tonight, or you're going to do this. You take what's given, and play the game. Just respect the game, and whatever's there, try to take advantage of that. It just worked out that way.
Coach, before the game, you referenced making Kevin work for his shots, and 10 of 19, a good field goal percentage, but 3 free throws in the first quarter, only 1 the rest of the way. Product of Kawhi's defense, team defense on him?
Well, that's the key with Kevin. You're obviously not going to stop him, but making him work hard is certainly the plan. It's everybody's plan. No matter who he plays against, they're going to make him work hard. And I thought that Kawhi was good. Didn't foul, but I think the team did a nice job behind him, helping him. Danny Green and Marco and Manu, they all ended up on him at some point, and I thought they did a pretty good job.
For the game, you talked about just playing the way you play. How much do you feel like you stayed with that, and how much did you get away from that just because of that inside advantage you mentioned earlier?
We played. We did what we always do. Sometimes it worked to our advantage, sometimes it didn't. But all in all, at this point in the season, you got to be who you are. You can't really change your stripes.
Pop, after all these years, have you come to just sort of expect that Manu Ginobili, after struggling for several games, when the sort of the chips are down there in the third, all of a sudden he explodes and scores 18 points the rest of the way?
Well, he's a fine player and very competitive. And he's somebody that, even if he's not having the greatest game or whatever, he's going to get the ball in certain situations because he comes through so often.
Pop, the Thunder went with a 3-point guard lineup with 2 small forwards at a time and had to do some things without Serge. Did they surprise you in anything that they did?
No. I mean, they're going to have to do some different things probably, play different people, but I think no matter what either team does, we've each seen it before. Just a matter of, who's going to play well, who's going to execute for 48 minutes, who's going to make the fewest mistakes. Sometimes it comes down to just making shots. It's not really about one individual. It's about how a team performs.
Yeah, Pop, you dominated most of the first half. Third quarter, they get hot, suddenly take a lead. From that point, you dominated the rest of the way. What happened there in the third quarter that got you back in command?
I didn't think we reacted very well to their physicality. I think we got back on our heels. We held the ball. People didn't make quick decisions with the ball. The clock winds down, and you end up with a end of shot clock shot or in somebody's hands that isn't able to do anything with it with 2 seconds on the clock. So the ball stopped moving, changing sides. The attack stopped. And at the same time, Russell attacked us, and our transition D was not good coming out of the bad shots at the other end. So it was a culmination of both those things, I think, when they made their run.
Well, we have to do a much better job defensively. I thought they were able to get anything they wanted. 66 points in the paint, 40 at halftime. We take pride in our defensive play, but tonight we didn't play good enough defense to beat this team. One of the things that we have to do a much better job of containing the basketball. This team always figures out ways to get better, bounce back the next game. We're going to definitely have to play much better to beat this team.
Coach, 66 points in the paint, is that due mostly to the loss of surge or other factors?
Yeah, we're a no excuse team. You know, Serge is out. He's not coming back. We have to play better. We have to play better. If we expect to beat one of the best teams in basketball, a very good offensive team, we have to play better. We're not going to make an excuse. No matter who we have out there, I have confidence in all the guys that compete on the defensive end. We've done it all year. We just have to get back. We have to regroup. We have a day to get better, watch film, and get better going into the next game. It's not about who we have, who we don't have. It's about we have to play much better as a group.
Coach, you started the second half better with the same lineup you started with Nick, but still Nick and Tabo getting no points and very few rebounds. Do you have to reevaluate the way you begin the game?
Well, we're going to always figure out ways to get better. I thought that group in the third quarter, we got, I think it was a 1-point lead. We played defense. You know, we did a good job of defending them. They weren't getting anything easy. They got 2 easy looks off of mistakes, but other than that, I didn't think they got anything easy in that third quarter. We just have to be able to do that throughout the game. It's a possession by possession game. You can't let up. This is a very good team. They played a good game. Give them credit. They played a very good offensive basketball game. We have to do a much better job going into game 2.
Scott, along those same lines, what got you the lead in the third? Was it just being aggressive on offense with Russell too, and then did you go away from that, or did they force you to go away from that offensively?
No, I thought we got the lead because of our defense. You know, we made them take a lot of tough shots in that third quarter. In order to beat this team, you're going to have to do that throughout the game. You can't let up. If you let up in a possession, they can knock in a 3. If you let up a couple of possessions, that's a 6-point run. You can't do that with this team. And I thought that third quarter we did a good job defensively. We have to do a much better job for 4 quarters.
Scott, what you got out of your point guards? I think you got 38 points combined out of Reggie and Russell, but considering the way that these games look like they might play out, do you need even more from them defensively and offensively?
I think we need more from everybody defensively. It's, we scored 105 points. We probably scored a couple down the stretch, but we scored enough points to win a basketball game. We have to do a better job defensively. Like I said, 40 points in the paint in the first half is too many. We take pride in it. We have to regroup and figure out ways to keep them out of the paint and also keep them off the 3-point line. They're a very good team. They're a team that can beat you in a lot of ways. And in order to beat this team, you have to have all 5 guys on point every possession, 24 seconds.
Sorry if you answered this pregame because I wasn't in here, but why didn't Serge make the trip?
We just felt that it was best for him to stay back and get some treatments.
With any chance that down the road?
Contrary to what San Antonio was thinking, he's not coming back.
At all, so there's no chance.
He's not coming through those doors.
Staying home to rehab.
He's not coming back. He's not coming back. We have to play better. We feel bad for Serge. He's worked all year to be put in this position, but we're all men. We have to step up and play much better. He's not coming back.
Clock on Duncan, he looked like it was 2004, the way he got it. What was going on where he was able to be so successful early in the game?
He was, one, he made his jump shots. That's the thing that he's improved over the years of making that shot. And he used to always make the ones from the 45-degree angle off the backboard, but now he can make them all over the floor. He's going to go down as one of the best players in this game at any position, and he had a Hall of Fame night.
Scott, was it fatigue to Russ and others that the ball got stuck in the fourth, and it wasn't, it was a different attack, if you will, different offense.
Yeah,
that you had.
I think two things. What happened? We didn't play good enough defense when we took the lead, and then we took about 3 or 4 tough shots. Something that we're going to look at and get better. But it's the defense, guys. They scored 122 points. I wish, we could talk about the shots here and there, but it's really, we have to do a much better job of stopping them from getting into the paint and also stopping them from getting open shots on the perimeter.
But just fatigue, an issue there. Did it seem any bigger to
There's long timeouts. We have days in between games. Fatigue has nothing to do with it. We have to play better.
Scott, you talked pregame about possibly keeping your starting lineup pretty fluid throughout the series. I know it's just right after the game, but any thoughts to how that starting five looked? And then plus, you used a ton of different combinations throughout tonight's game, something that you don't typically do. How difficult is it to kind of scramble mid-game trying to find a lineup that works?
Well, we're going to have to find lineups that work. I have faith in all of our guys that step in and do the job. No matter who we put on the floor, they have to be able to compete against this team. They have 5 guys that can score on the floor at the same time. So you don't have a possession off. You don't have not one. We can't hide anybody. Everybody has to step up and guard. We'll do a better job. We will. With this team, always we take pride in bouncing back. It's one game. If it's the NCAA tournament, we're not feeling good about ourselves going to class tomorrow morning. But fortunately for us, it's a best of 7. First to 4, we got to regroup and get better next game.
Yeah, Scott, when you went small, you could score with them pretty good. You scored the ball easily, but then you had struggles defensively. What does that small lineup need to do better defensively? The small lineup specifically.
Yeah, I think all the guys, we're gonna mix up lineups, but we've done it all year. I mean, we played small, we played our normal traditional lineup all year. It's not nothing new to us. We haven't played a lot of lineups with Kevin at the 5, but we've done it in the past, 3 or 4 years ago. But it's we have to play much better defensively. I keep harping on the defense. They make you play every possession, and we have to do a better job of guarding them.
Early in the game, you were really passing more than looking to score. It seemed like, were you being cautious with your hamstring, or just that part of the plan? Or
yeah, that's what they were giving me. I guess in the first 2 series, they were giving me the shot, and this series they double team. They came hard on the pick and rolls, and Timmy was open, Thiago was open, so I was just trying to do what they were giving me.
Tony, you guys kind of threw a bunch of people at Westbrook, but in the fourth quarter, you seem to do a pretty good job of staying in front of them. Is that something that you really, wanted to focus on, like trying to keep him out of the paint and help Timmy and Thiago?
We did a good job in the first half, and in the third quarter, he got away a little bit in transition. Went to the basket a couple of times, and we need to work on our transition D. We can do a better job. In the fourth quarter, we went back to it, and we did better.
Did you guys expect to have that many points in the paint with Ibaka being out? Was that number surprising at all?
Well, Timmy was rolling. They came very hard on the pick and rolls, and Timmy got 2-3 layups to start the game, got his confidence going, and we were looking for him, and he played great tonight.
How much of the fact that he wasn't in there did you guys look to get in the paint and do some damage yourself, Tim, all you guys?
Well, we always want to try to penetrate. We always want to our ball movement. That's how we play. Pitch and kick and pitch and stuff like that. And obviously, it's a little bit better with him not being in the paint. But we're still gonna try to penetrate and make stuff happen.
Yeah, that's actually what I was going to ask. Do you just feel freer when you don't have that feeling that surge maybe flying in from nowhere? And the second part, your hamstring, how do you feel right now?
Yeah, I feel okay. I came out okay. I think I'll be even better for game 2. And obviously it makes a huge difference, when Ibaka is not there. He's one of the best defender in the NBA.
Pop said you guys were just taking what they gave you, but looking from the outside in, how wide open was it down into the basket?
Like I said, they were showing hard on the pick and rolls, and Timmy got going very early with that bounce pass, and you had 2-3 layups, and got some nice transition baskets too. Kawhi was running, everybody was running, and we got some pretty good easy baskets, and that's good for the confidence.
Tony, Russell and Reggie combined for, I think, 38, but still took a lot of shots to get there. Do you guys feel defensively like you did better on them than maybe those regular season games?
Yeah, I think we did a lot better than the regular season games. But you're not going to stop them. What we're trying to do is try to contain them like every other team in the NBA and just try to make every shot hard. I think overall we did a pretty good job first half in the fourth quarter. Third quarter, I'm sure it's a lot of stuff we're going to watch in film and we can do better.
Tony, Manu kind of struggled somewhat against Portland. How important is it for him to come out like this in game one and get his confidence?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge for us. For whatever reason against Portland, he didn't shoot the ball well. But tonight he looked very confident and went to the basket, got easy layups in the third quarter. I think he got his confidence going for the fourth quarter. Then he made some shots, made a couple of threes. It was big for us.
This is the last team that beat you all in the Western Conference. Is this the matchup you guys wanted, and is it personal, and does it feel like a rivalry at all?
No, it doesn't feel personal. We just respect them. They're a great team. They have the MVP, and they have one of the best point guards. And we know that we have to play our best game to compete against them. And I think it's great to have an appropriate fear. They played great against us in 2012, and we know that we have to be perfect. They're younger than us and more athletic, and so we have to be more perfect.
When they go small, how big is Boris kind of counteracting that, posting up their smaller guys?
Boris is big for us. If they're going to go small, I think we can use that matchup as an advantage for us. And tonight he made some key baskets in the fourth quarter.
Was it that easy? I mean, it really appeared easy inside, especially with your domination of the points in the paint.
I don't know if that was that easy, but we were taking what we were given. We knew we'd be able to get into the middle and attack a little more than we have. That's kind of what's been there historically against them, and we were just able to make some shots tonight.
Talk about the play of Ginobili tonight, kind of having a rough series last game, but kind of him getting it going again tonight.
Yeah, he was great through a stretch there. Did a great job of attacking their bigs and taking them right to the basket in a time in a situation where we really needed it. Gave us a boost, and once he gets that going and gets a couple of those going, now you see him hit the threes and make the plays that he usually does. Just built his confidence. So a great game for us tonight, and we're going to need it from him.
How was it with no Serge out there? You guys worked the ball around, had tons of assists. It seemed like it flowed well.
Yeah, whether he's there or not, we need to move the ball. It's been something that we've been talking about, not only this series, but in series past. We need to move the ball, move defenses, and they still have size in there. So we get it around, we get our shooters open, we get into the middle, we get them to collapse. Whatever it may be, we need to move that ball and find people.
Tim, can you talk about the job that Tony did early, just sort of feeding you and Splitter and getting you both of you going?
Yeah, that was part of our game plan. He knew that they weren't going to let him shoot the ball like he did in the last series. They were going to try to take that away from him. So he knew he was going to have to be an assist man. He knew he was going to have to find the guy in the middle, and somebody else was going to have to make plays. So he did just exactly that. I thought he played a very smart game, a very efficient game, made the right plays, and that's what's going to have to happen this series with him.
Tim, in the fourth quarter, you didn't re-enter the game until about 5 minutes to go. How much of that was the effectiveness of Boris Diaw against their smaller lineup?
It was Boris, it was Aaron Baines. Those guys stepped up and they made plays. They were playing great through that stretch, and Pop rode with them. That's what we've done kind of all year long. If somebody's doing well in that position, not making the mistakes, we're going to go with them. So I got a chance to sit there and kept my minutes down, and we still win. So it's a win-win in every situation.
Tim, your shots didn't come as easy as the first 6-8 minutes of the third quarter. Did they do something different? Were they more aggressive? What happened in the third quarter that was different from the first quarter?
I missed. I got the exact same shots. I just got out of rhythm there for a second, missed some easy ones, got some in-between shots, got a couple shots contested. But all in all, honestly, I just kind of missed the shots that I was getting.
How much when you're somebody's missing a big player like they are, do you concentrate on not letting the other guys? A lot of talk about Reggie Jackson, the big games he'd had against you, to make it a Westbrook Durant thing. And
no, he still played well tonight. Reggie still played well tonight. He was somebody that we know and we had an eye on because he's played so well against us. But he still did play well tonight. Obviously, losing Serge changes their team a whole lot. And Russell and Kevin are going to score points. We just have to make their life as difficult as possible and limit those other guys the best we can.
Guys, do you take anything positive out of this? You were able to take the lead in the third quarter despite they were shooting the percentages. They were shooting quite a bit better than you. I know you probably disappointed overall, but do you take something good out of this, Kevin?
No. You know, we don't believe in moral victories. I mean, third quarter was obviously our best quarter, but we didn't close it out well. Game one, we got to make adjustments and be better for the next game. But, you know, we're not taking no moral victories out of it.
Russell, they had so many points inside. Was that to be expected because Serge wasn't there? Or tell me what you guys were doing defensively to allow them all those points in the paint.
We should try to do a better job of closing the paint off. I thought we did a better job in the second half of just putting a little more pressure on them, making it tough for them to get inside the paint.
How tough is the transition from the style the Clippers play to the way the Spurs play? Has that been tough for you guys at all, you think, in this first game?
Not really. I mean, they both playing. The Spurs are playing pretty fast. They're getting the ball at the floor, shooting quick shots, kind of like the Clippers. Definitely different personnel, different players. But we're gonna look at the film and get ready for game two.
Russell, when you guys took the lead in the third quarter, you seemed to be in attack mode from that point guard position. Is that something that you feel like you can maybe do even more moving ahead?
Yeah, but be smart. You know, my job is to stay in attack mode, but also find guys and try to find, you know, open shooters. And like Kevin said, we just got to do a better job of closing out that third quarter.
Yeah, Kevin, over on your right, where did you guys miss Serge the most tonight? Was it the basket protection?
Well, we play team defense. We don't just rely on Serge. He does a great job of, you know, blocking shots, but it's all because of our team defense. But, you know, he's a big part of what we do, you know. He's a starter, you know, had his best season this year. So, of course, we're going to miss his presence. But we got to have guys that's going to step up and you know, do it collectively. So, look, I mean, Serge is not going to be here. We're not playing. You know, he's injured for the rest of the postseason. So we gotta move past that and just keep playing as a team.
Anyone else for Kevin Russell?
Kevin, how do you and Russell fight the urge to just try to do it all by yourselves, since you guys are able to score in bunches, especially when things start to go south?
Well, you know, we got to continue to trust. I think that's what we did all game, was we trusted. You know, we turned the ball over a little bit too much. You know, but we got to continue to trust no matter if, you know, guys are hitting shots or not. So, you know, we got to keep playing within our offense and playing with the pass, and, you know, we'll be fine. So, you know, we do a good job of attacking, not just for ourselves but for our teammates, and we, like I said, continue to keep trusting them.
Thunder leading scorers Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. KD had 28, Russ had 25. 4 players were in double digits. The other 2 were Derek Fisher with 16 and Reggie Jackson with 13. The Thunder only have a day to get things figured out before Game 2. We'll file another Thunder report after practice tomorrow here in San Antonio. The Spurs beat the Thunder tonight 122-105 to take a 1-0 lead in the Western Conference Best-of-7 series. With the Thunder from the AT&T Center, I'm David Garrett on 107.7 The Franchise.